Hello, and welcome to Campus Currents, where we help you navigate the tides of campus living. My name is Dylan Berman.
And my name is Leila Bunker. Today is the last Campus Currents broadcast of the 2025-26 academic year.
The Spectator has covered a large variety of topics this year. I think we've achieved some great things.
Me too. Now for one last time this year, let's get into it. Cornish College of the Arts lost all 7 of its unions after being acquired by Seattle University, ending decades of organized labor on campus. Following the merger, Cornish dissolved as an institution, and its unions, including the long-standing Cornish Federation of Teachers, were phased out in August 2025. As one organizer put it, the loss was disheartening, especially after staff won a hard-fought NLRB ruling in 2021. Faculty say the merger echoes Seattle U's own history with resistance to unions. In 2014, adjunct professors voted 73-63 in favor of unionizing, but the university repeatedly appealed, leaving their ballots impounded for 2 years. Jerome Bythe, a senior adjunct professor, recalling his testimony in front of the NLRB, said that, quote, "To know that the university is taking tuition and paying lawyers to act against faculty, or at least that's what they were doing at the time, it's chilling," unquote. Cornish employees rehired by Seattle U face shorter contracts and no clear path to tenure, raising renewed concerns about precarity and academic freedom.
It's interesting how a lot of these stories come back to questions about power and who gets protected in institutions.
Yeah, whether it's job security, representation, or working conditions, people want their voices heard.
And some students are using film to explore those same kinds of issues outside of campus too, including a new documentary project focused on the Northwest Detention Center. While Seattle University students study, spend time with friends, and go to classes, a dramatically different reality coexists less than an hour south. There, the Northwest Detention Center houses hundreds of detainees waiting for their day in immigration court. The NDC opened in 2004 and has seen escalated use as the Trump administration continues its punitive immigration policies. It is one of the largest detention centers in the country and the largest in the Pacific Northwest. This detention facility became the focus of a class documentary project for film and media major students 4th year Darian Kahn and 3rd year Gracie Cole. For their documentary, titled Black Box, they interviewed a research coordinator at the University of Washington Center for Human Rights. They also interviewed members of the local advocacy group La Resistencia while attending a protest outside the center. The documentary was selected for an undergraduate research award by Seattle U. The students used the funds from this award to hire a local cinematographer in Oaxaca, Mexico, to film their Zoom interview with Alfredo Lelo Juarez Zeferino, who spent time at the detention facility before voluntarily leaving the United States. Kahn and Cole are currently late in the editing process and plan to submit their documentary to a variety of film festivals in the summer.
A group of workers from connected Capitol Hill music venues, Numos and Barboza, as well as the bar Runaway, have been organizing for a year to ensure these spaces have safer working conditions and better pay. Numos Workers United went public Friday, May 1st via an in-person demonstration in front of Numos and the formation of an Instagram account with written documents providing both a timeline of the organization and action, as well as a letter of demands for Focus Industries, LLC, the company that owns the 3 spaces. Conversations between workers and small group meetings led to the formation of the letter of demands, signed by 50 staff members and sent to management March 16, 2026. The letter demands the company follow labor laws, particularly to give employees legally required rest and meal breaks, correct payroll mistakes, and address safety hazards at Numos. Quote, "It is well known at Numos that the first expense cut when management attempts to raise profits is security staffing," the letter of demands reads. Chronic understaffing has led to the endangerment and hospitalization of multiple employees, end quote. 4 staff members have since met with Numos general manager, security manager, and Numos co-owner Jason Lajeunesse on May 6th. The company agreed to begin paying for radio earpieces, flashlights, and security shirts, which employees were previously expected to pay for out of pocket. Lajeunesse said in the meeting he would talk with Numos security manager about appropriate staffing levels and that he was reviewing pay rates with the company's accountants.
Live music venues always look fun from the crowd, but people don't really see everything happening behind the scenes.
Those workers are pushing to make sure the people running the shows are protected too.
Which makes this next story feel pretty fitting. because Seattle U's spring choral concert also used music to reflect on bigger social and historical themes. I'm not going to tell you to sit back and relax. I'm going to tell you to sit up, to open your ears, open your minds, and open your hearts as we present I Dream a World, 250 Years of American Song. Lark Whitten, visiting director of choirs, said to audience members inside the Seattle First Baptist Church May 14th in her speech introducing I Dream a World, Seattle University's annual spring choral concert. I Dream a World was not a typical end-of-quarter showcase. Whitten, who stepped in while director Leanne Conley Holcomb was on sabbatical, built a program that moved through 250 years of American history, from the preamble to the Constitution to Paul Simon, from shape note singing to gospel, from W.E.B. Du Bois to Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
The sounds of drums echoed through campus during the evening of May 2nd, followed by gnarly guitar riffs and eventually traditional Japanese folk music. If you walked in the general vicinity of the quad that evening, you may have stumbled across dozens of people from the Seattle University community gathered to celebrate the new beginnings of spring with Seattle U's Japanese Student Association. Since 2020, JSA has hosted their annual Spring Festival. In previous years, the event was known as Obon. This festival was a fusion of traditional Japanese beliefs and ancestral spirits and Buddhist customs of honoring the spirits. Because the festival always takes place during the spring quarter and Obon traditionally occurs in the later months of the summer, Seattle U's JSA decided that this year they would rebrand. Instead of Obon, this year's festival was called Haru Matsuri. Quote, Obon is celebrated later in the summer and is kind of more, not really to celebrate, but more of a remembrance of people who have passed away. We wanted to change the vibe a little bit and go for more of a happy vibe, more festive, JSA President Rocky Zhao said. I really liked that they shifted the festival to feel more celebratory and community-focused.
There was so much energy there between the music, food, and performances.
Speaking of energy, there's another student who's been making a name for himself through speed.
Oh, that's right, Seattle U track athlete Sekou Sanders, who just keeps breaking records.
Sekou Sanders has quickly emerged as one of the top middle distance runners for Seattle U track and field. The sophomore has broken the 800-meter record at Seattle U on 3 separate occasions. He broke it the first time last year, beating the previous record by over a second. But in the same meet, his former teammate and now coach, Alex Jensen, broke the record himself. This year, Sanders set the record once again at the Brian Clay Invitational before breaking it again a month later at the Stumptown Running West Coast Twilight.
With Dead Week and finals quickly approaching, the end of the 2025-26 academic year also marks the end of all seasons for Seattle University athletics and the end of Seattle U's first year back in the WCC. This spring season was full of dominant wins, first-place finishes, broken records, and personal bests. Despite this, the tougher competition in the WCC proved to be a challenge for the Redhawks. Though, now with a year of WCC experience, SU Athletics heads into the offseason looking to make their presence known in the WCC. Check out our website to read more about how SU finished out the spring sports season. And that's all for the last episode of Campus Currents.
To read more, check out our website, seattlespectator.com. And remember,
Stay current, Redhawks!